What's going on, y'all? It's Player Talk Radio. I am your gracious host, DJ Kuda. Right back at the helm, though. Feeling a little bit better today. Um, got a lot going on, but we are here. Shout outs to Bronze Flat Power God in the building. Make sure you guys please hit the like button on the way in. And please make sure you guys are supporting the show. Um, man, I've been trying to fix everything, but it's a little bit hard to fix everything. I'm not sure what's been going on in the last couple of shows, but I think I made some improvements on today's show, so we should be good to go. If there's any discrepancies, y'all let me know. They should be easily fixed. It's hard doing it by myself and alone with little to no support. So if you guys could please hit the like button and support the show, it would be greatly appreciated. So much stuff to talk about on today's show. A couple of loose topics and stuff. I'm not gonna talk y'all heads off. We're just gonna get straight into some of these topics. Um, um, we might do a raid. You know, if the show gets properly supported, let me know. We might do a raid. Obsidian is gonna have a show to well, not Obsidian, but there's gonna Freezy gonna have a show soon, and he gonna have Obsidian on over there. So if you would like me to head over there and represent the space and shake it up, and you guys can get to go over there and be entertained, let me know. You know, support the show and let me know. We can go over there and stir something up, and then guess what? Support it. I will do a follow show right after it. Depending on what happens. You dig? So it's up to you guys. It's up to you guys. So um, let me do this real quick. Give me 1 second. All right. In front of this. Hold on. A lot of people are making fun of this. The therapist that's here in the space did a stream with Dr. Tiasan Johnson. Um, a lot of people make fun of. I like Tiasan Johnson. Got a book out that I wanted to check out. Chance to, but a lot of people make fun of him because of his weight and stuff like that. But shout out to Dr. T. He's a writer. You dig what I'm saying? What's going on? What's going on? And one play five. Shout outs to you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Guys. We back. Hopefully everything is working. Just let me get back, and everything just went bad on the last show. And then I'm not gonna lie. We had little to no we had no actually we had no support on the last show. I was sick as a dog, so I was like, you know what, let me just go lay down. You know. But hopefully today's show is a lot better. I had a bad Thanksgiving, y'all. Um I wanna what's going on, UFO? Listen, I need you guys to we're trying to reach our goal on today's show. At least try to get like 5 supporters. Trying to reach our goal on today's show. Obsidian is gonna have a show over on Freezy's channel, and I want to give y'all a great show. I'm gonna have an after show also if we do. But if you guys support today's show, we gonna pull up over on Freezy's, and we're gonna try to hit the panel. And we gonna do our thing over there. So if today's show supported, like I said, we'll head over to Freezy's, and depending on how it goes, we'll do it. And that's on me. So y'all let me know which way it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? So I, I will think we'll all be, and I'll jump on the I'll jump on the uh, chop it old man or whatever, and defend this whatever if what need be. You know what I'm saying? But y'all let me know how it's gonna go. But let's get into this real quick. I haven't seen it. What you guys? Why does feminism equate to hating men? With Dr. Tiasan Johnson. Let's go. It's player talk.
You can be a divester. You can say I don't want to date black men, but how does that have to become these men should die?
Right.
I wanted to show you this real quick from Brutal Reviews BCW. He says, "Don't forget black women conspiring with the Klan on Clubhouse last week." Did you hear or see about this? Because I just saw it in talk with the guys at the rap crew on Saturday about this. People aren't aware. This is where
I got
in our community we love coming up with new
I'm always coming through saving the day. I got y'all.
Well, in all communities, I guess people love coming up with new terms to call different things. So there's black women who have sworn away from wanting to deal and date and deal with black men, and they call themselves divestors. Right. And apparently there was a chat that was screen recorded where it was black women talking to white men about asking them to deal with black men in the community by force. Right. Not in some whole, we need to protect the community, but it was more so through the lens of like, you need to snuff them out. What are your thoughts about?
They basically called for the assassination of black men. Let's just keep it a thou wow. All right. Those women cannot date out the way that they lie and tell y'all that they can date out. We can date out. We can actually date out. Okay? Black women don't want to see the black men dating out. I get it. Because I keep telling y'all, and like I said, I've learned this being a player. You hear when it comes to like feminism and all this stuff, you hear about bodily autonomy and all this goofy shit. You hear about a bunch of just goofball shit. When it comes to women and all kinds of stuff, right? You hear a bunch of goofball shit when it comes to what men aren't letting women do and all this other, you know, rudimentary dumb shit, right? In reality, sexually, black women actually control black men in the way that they're trying to tell you that the patriarchy actually controls their sexuality. You understand what I'm saying? Black women are sexually free. Don't let them lie to you. Anything else that you hear is a fucking lie. They are sexually free. They could be lesbians. They can do whatever the hell they want. They are sexually free. They sold the black man that lie. Black women actually control you sexually. Men aren't in control of their sexuality like that because guess what? You think about it, most men ain't having sex like that. They're just not like how it's advertised, and like everything nowadays revolves around sex. All this sex. Who the hell needs to have all this sex? Even as a player, I didn't even. Like I said, you after a while, you gonna have to start chasing women away. You understand what I'm saying? You gonna have to start chasing hoes away. Like everything is revolved around sex. She cooks you food. She got to start jumping up and down like a dog and clapping her ass, and it's like, all right, look, I get it. Pussy good, cool, cool, cool. But baby girl, I just want to eat. I don't need your twerk wind around my food. Like I just like, why is everything got to be attached to sex? You know, here's some food, but some sex on the side. Here's this, right? Here's that. But you want some sex? It's like, God, you know, it's bad when a pimp got to step in. Coochie sells itself, y'all. I don't know if you know this or not, but coochie sells itself. Y'all, you should have known a lot of hoes was slow when they need somebody because they ruin it. That's why I hate to say that women are lousy opportunists. Be it as it may, women are business minded. They definitely are. This is why a lot of businesses, to a certain degree, are kind of somewhat in good in great hands when it's somewhat left to women. But let me tell you the game. Let me give you the game, bro. They don't know what they're doing when it comes to quote unquote business. You understand what I'm saying? They will let something as mundane as their attitude or how they feel that day disrupt business. Not for anybody else, but for themselves. Black men don't control their sexuality like they think they do. They really don't. They don't control their sexuality like they think they do. You would think that if you know, gain a mouthpiece or whatever, dress nice, and women are choosing, that unlocks your sexual freedom. It actually really doesn't. You it makes you trapped. And guys, like how I'm having this conversation with you guys right now, for the most part, if you never really had play like that or just really had like a series of play like that, really be told I'm odd. Okay, this signal keeps going in and out. Give me what's up, party. Happy Thanksgiving weekend to you, my brother. Always great to see you, man. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me get the start out, and I got you guys on the comments. Truth be told, a lot of men have to become disgusted with a woman, or I hate to say it, with women in general before they come to the conclusion that I'm especially with this game that I'm dropping on you guys. But anyway, let me get to the comments real quick. Listen, Freezy is gonna have a panel, so if you guys want me to, and you know what I'm saying, head over there. You know, give you guys some really good content, and then the after show. You know, please support the show. You know, we got some goals that we got to reach on today's show. If you guys could please support the show, I got you guys on the content for sure. Video, let's go. Says Freezy got a bunch of clients over there. Uh, time you out just for fuck that. Oh damn, getting straight to the point. You know, hey man, say man. I feel you. If that was your experience, I feel you. You know, I'll tell him that I like Freezy. Freezy cool. You know, he do appease his audience. Freezy cool. new. You know, it shows Kishi. Oh my God, not Kishi and it shows Kishi Keshian. It shows Kishian genetic. I thought men over sexualized them. Yeah, women. I lie. Women's version of sexualizing themselves and themselves is way more fucked up than men. It's way more fucked up than men. You know, it's the thing, guys. I'm to it. Like I know this, but me saying it over and over and just really kind of like really sitting down with this piece of information over and over again throughout time has showed me that, you know, with the patriarchy, it saves women. Say that the patriarchy created feminism and what women with the feminism that it's quote unquote created, right? And how they utilize it and turn it against men and right. To exist, it'd be fucked up. Men would be slaves. Women would be slaves too. You know, and they would just themselves. Women exploiting themselves are fucking horrible at exploiting themselves. They will destroy. Look at what they would BLs and shit like that. And at one point, like, you know, they're doing it for the deal that I used to watch back in the day. And I don't know, just a part of it, even as a young man, that shit didn't sit right with me. There's this video, if y'all go check it out, from TLC called Unpretty. I'm not gonna lie, I love TLC. I got so much coochie to Crazy Sexy Cool playing in the background. I ain't gonna lie, Crazy Sexy Cool is one of my most favorite albums ever of the '90s. You know, you could just you know, check it out if you ain't got nothing to do. Even if you got something to do, that's a gift from me to you. All right, it's player talk. All right, y'all support a player now. All right, and we getting into this game. They even did a remix to Prince. You know, if I was your girlfriend. You know, great song, good music. But I'm not gonna lie. Listen, TLC lied they ass off in the '90s. But that song wasn't on Crazy Sexy Cool. But it's this song called Unpretty. And one of the scenes in that music video was showing this girl that wanted to get breast implants because boobs were small. I think it was Chili. Her boyfriend wanted her to get breast implants because her boobs were small. And and I don't know. I have to play the video. It was it was weird, but and talking about some, man, you need to get these type of titties, man, you need to get these type of, it wasn't no dude sitting around with no women going breast augmentation options and all kinds of stuff, you know. I mean, I thought their women's titties need to be bigger and stuff like that, but I'm not even gonna lie, the pressure is more so on women to do that shit more than you to go through with something, go under the blade and go do something like that. Also, too, on top of that stupid shit, really apparent with artists. I remember when Glorilla first got in the game and I agree with this. Get a bag and fix your teeth if that's the case. But she was like, "Yo, I'm never gonna let the industry, and by industry, don't let them lie to you. They mean women, because it's women that pressure. They used to lie and say it was the men, but it's not the men, it's the women. To you know, to impact and other stuff and booty stuff. See, I knew what the hell was going on. About knowing there and say, "Yo, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna." Yeah, until you get around friends and influences that's and and your bank account or a budget to do this and do that, and then guess what? It enhances your your visibility and your reach. You see, as a rapper, when you buy a chain and you buy all of this stuff, it's all for aesthetics. You know what I'm saying? It's all for aesthetics. Investing in $100,000 chain can bring you $1 million back in. Obviously, that you're gonna have to pay back to the record labels. But having a certain look in the industry, boobs, tits, ass, and all this other stuff, you know, that'll bring you some money, as a female. Then you gotta understand too, um, now you're hanging around people that's done all of that stuff, that got all of that shit done to their body. These are people that you're calling friends and stuff like that. And little by little, because this is how women do. Little by little, they slowly talk you into it. Yeah, girl. Yeah, I just got this surgery done, and it's cool, and blah blah blah, and it only and it only takes, it only, this is what you can look like, and it only, take take this amount, and or come with me to my appointment, I'll let you meet him and stuff like that, and he'll give you all the facts and blah blah blah. It be women. All of this shit is for women, you know. So it is what it is, women be fucking up their bodies, and then then you gotta look at it. It's lucrative to go blame it on a man. It's lucrative to go blame it on a man, you know. So it is what it is. All right. Shout outs to Party. He said once they fry black men brain on their over sexual shit, it's really a wrap for them. They need to sit in the corner for real, bro. UFO said one of Freezy's mods lost their wrench on Ringo's channel for that same bullshit, and then turned on him. Just a matter of time until the same shit happens over there. Give it time. Yeah. This shit is a marathon, UFO. You know? Y'all on the way in, let's get the likes up. So behind. If you guys could please support the channel so we can keep bringing you shows and bringing you the game that you guys love. All right. Now, like I said, as promised, if the show gets support and we reach our goal, we'll head over to panel and jump on the panel and Gideon and defend the space. And then we'll do a follow up show. This show might not be so long if you guys support the show, and we'll quickly head over there. Once everything gets warmed up over there. All right. Yep. Party definitely. They should. Dog. Women. are the men that they uh they you know they'll run with this lie. Let me also fill you in because they all read from the same playbook. I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm giving y'all straight up wisdom. They'll run with this lie and said that, oh, they learned it from the men, which is bullshit. They'll run with this lie and say, oh, they learned it from the men. Or how they'll preference it is say, oh, that's masculine. You know? Always turn they'll always turn they'll always turn it against the men at some point. You know? That's what the men are for. The men are like human garbage bags. You know, for a lot of these women. Men are like human garbage bags. They just at their disposal, shit just get blamed on men at the drop of a hat, you know. All right. But let's get into it. All right.
How it's gotten to this point. And yeah, what are your thoughts about that, man? Because I think what happens is when I talk about women in our community and things that need to improve or change, the hope is for reunification. The hope is for
and this is too fucking late. Like I said, black men, you are free. Move the hell on. Even the pygmies that are repeating us are telling y'all the same thing. You are free. Move the hell on. This fake race loyalty is some bullshit. You're listening to people that don't do their research, don't know what they're talking about, and just finding other ways to dispose of you and destroy you, and get a bunch of new gadgets and things that they get to use and at their convenience and exploit it, and then turn around and blame that shit on you. Just move the hell on, black man. Move the hell on. You did? What's going on, Cope? You said, Kuda, you opening up the panel soon? If not, it's cool. Just realize I gotta wake up at 7. Oh, I feel you, bro. Yeah. If we could get some support, I'll absolutely open up the panel. Also, too, I want to head over to Freezy's channel and jump on the panel with Obsidian and defend the space. So if you guys are into that, please support the show. I got you. You say I'm gonna be asleep by 11:30. I feel you, bro. Good to see you, educated Pookie. Good to see you. There you go. There you go, my brother Star P in the place to be. Happy Thanksgiving weekend to you, brother. Yes, Sirski. Yeah, that race loyalty is some bullshit. Yeah, yeah. And another thing too, to say it. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it. FBA and foundational Black American brothers. I really think that, like, if you guys are real and the ones that separate themselves from the bullshit, I really think that you guys should have really, even though I know Tariq was a big staple in it, I think you guys should have really separated yourself uh from that bullshit. Cause you're not wrong for being pro black, you know what I'm saying? Or pro lineage, you know what I'm saying? But when you look at the people that argument was associated around, just the goofiness that comes with them, should have really put y'all in position to separate yourselves. The Sinettas and looking at these people one day claiming Hebrew Israelites, and then the next day claiming FBA, and then the next day claiming something else, and then the next day claiming something else. Should have put in position to be like, hey, you know what? let me get the hell away from this bullshit. You know, let me get the hell away from this bullshit because it's bullshit. You know, or let me not let let me not let what let me not let the pureness of what we got going on get sucked into that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You know, separate the lineage from the grift. But I'm glad I got real brothers over here from that movement. That rock with what I'm saying and understand. That I'm coming from a genuine place when I say that. You know, because I don't like how all of a sudden them brothers all of a sudden overnight went from Hebrew Israelite and Pan Africanism and all this other silly shit to fucking grifting straight up to FBA, you know? And, it falls in alignment with what a lot of brothers say, like, damn, let us have our own shit, you know? But at the end of the day, your own brother hang you some dust. That's a Dipset joke, by the way, man. Everybody getting in Joel's ass, man. You know? But I agree with you, Star P. That race loyalty is bullshit, you know? And that's a player talk phrase, race loyalty. I've been pushing that phrase for the longest time. So a lot of brothers don't fall into it. You know what I'm saying? And the first people that's gonna flex that race loyalty bullshit on you is usually gonna be your quote unquote women. But then when you do your history, you're gonna have to ask yourself, are they our quote unquote women? You know? What women of yours will send you to the gulag? Bad enough women will send you to the gulag, but what women of yours will openly offer you off to the gulag? Here we got Tia San Johnson and we have this new therapist guy in the space. Uh and it's funny that the therapist or not, we're more familiar with modern and urban dynamics than actual licensed therapists. You know what I'm saying? Than modern actual licensed therapists. We're more familiar with the space and what to do and what's going on with the space. Fighting for black families. Now, granted, I've played to you and I have it here that clip of those women conspiring with the KKK to take out black men because they don't like that we can actually date outside of our race and we're actually desired even if we are because they want to be one bad too, but even if we are I wouldn't say a delicacy or deity, but like we're desired by other races. I'm gonna tell you the truth. If you date a white woman or a Hispanic woman or a Latino woman or a Asian woman or whatever, and let's just say they desired you for your phallus. Pause. It really ain't no different with black women. I told y'all, and I was doing a live stream a couple of maybe a year or two ago, with Cynthia G, and she was pushing for divestment and stuff like that, and it was her birthday, and I guess she was sipping some wine, and she let it slip out that she still desired black men, because guess what? Black women, and especially black women, and just women in general, they can't walk away from Big D. Pause. And you know who got Big D. So they can play them stupid ass games all they want. They can play them stupid ass games all they want. But niggas know what's real. Anyway, let me get to these comments real quick. Like I said, support the show. Hit the Cash App. Hit the PayPal. We can head over to Freezy's channel. and defend the space and do a follow-up show. You said I fuck with Freezy too. We debated once on Anton's panel, but I've agreed with some of his points after the fact. I feel you. You said free tape plugin with a cot. What? I don't know about some of those plugins though, party. I don't know about some of those plugins though because uh I got FlexBeat. I got um what's the other one? It's basically a SP. I got FlexBeat. I got what's the other shit? Give me 1 second. What's the other one? Yeah, Star P on his MPC wave also too. These plugins. Hold on, let me look at these plugins. I'm trying to find that plugin that probably will make that obsolete. Not obsolete, but like does the same thing. I gotta go through a whole bunch of stupid shit to go find it. Yeah, Air Flavor Pro. I got Air Flavor Pro. You know, and I saw some of the tape plugins and stuff. Like actually, they got that actual same plugin. They're actually charging a lot for it. They got that same plugin for cheaper or free on the iPhone. I still haven't downloaded Live 3 because I love Air Flavor Pro. And bro, and I only bought it. I only bought it to make lo-fi. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you can do all of that with the Air Flavor Pro, just like the effects and stuff like that. The tape effect, the crackling of like the speakers and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, a lot of the plugins, yeah, yeah, a lot of the plugins, bro, are just reiterations of the same thing. Now, what I do want though, I want the Jura, I want the Jura so bad because that synth is straight up vaporwave. Um, I got some Rhodes, uh, I got some Rhodes piano stuff, but like I got that for my OP1, and that's what I'm gonna do. Focus on the end of next year and stuff like that. Just be better at the keyboard. But I got it for my OP1, and I want the Jura, and I want probably what you call it sub, what's it called, sub bass, what's it called, sub something. Yeah, I got the Mini D. I actually had the original Behringer Mini D, but I had to sell it before I traveled because it would have got damaged. Okay, I got you. I got you, Cope. You said my homeboy willing to cash app you on my behalf. Yeah, I got you, bro. Yeah, definitely. If you guys drop something on it, I'll definitely open up the panel. I got you. We go head over to Freezy's though. If we yeah, sub base, yeah. If we get enough support, we'll head over to Freezy's. You said otherwise I'm just chilling, enjoying the stream like anybody else. You said that Pearly meme is hilarious. I got her looking like a cave beast, laugh out loud. Making snow angels fun as hell, to be honest. Yeah, shit. Now is the time to date white women. They're more open to it and don't care about the public backlash. They don't care about being called mud ducks. You know, some of those white boys calling them mud ducks are undesirable to them anyway. Here's the thing to the plugins. Nobody got their own sound or let their feelings get across in their shit. So they be presetted out, and if the right preset ain't presented, then the plugin is trash. That's the thing too. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you really gotta learn your knobs and your EQs. You gotta learn your envelopes. You gotta learn your oscillators. You gotta learn your you gotta learn. You just gotta learn your stuff, and really you can really tweak a lot of the features on there. They had a reggae plugin too, Party, which is basically like a foot pedal. You know, I'm analog, so I'll just get a damn. I rather instead of a plugin. I know it's crazy, but I'd rather buy a guitar pedal. That'll give you more of that raw sound and stuff. You know. Yeah, I like the Jura. The Jura is nothing but vaporwave. So I'm a little bit off kilter when it comes to music. Like I mix in vaporwave with lo-fi, you know. Yeah. You know what's crazy though? I still see some producers out here making music with machine. I'm like, God bless your soul, you know.
Their outcomes to look better, for less single parent homes, for more marriages, for more stability in the community. That's why I'm isolating and talking about these things. And I've been trying to explain to a lot of the ladies in this.
And it's funny, this therapist, he comes in here, and respect to him though, because anybody that wants to help out in the black community is noble. But don't say I ain't tell you that you could be wasting your time. But we've already started this conversations and got further than anybody could ever got or get. So you're not trailblazing, respectfully. You're not trailblazing. Um, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The SP. So if you got what they did to eliminate it, a lot of people what they were doing, Party, was they were pairing up the SP404 with the MPC. But if you got Air Flavor Pro, that eliminates the SP404. All right. So Obsidian's already live on Freezies right now. Um y'all let me know. Give me 1 second. What's going on, Misha? So he have right now.
And they're entitled to that point of view. I just noticed that when it comes to black women, if black women have an issue with black men,
Upsitting, you think so though? Because
yeah, I do.
Dudes sit around in barbershops all the time and talk about relationship issues and the issues they have with the woman and stuff, especially in urban communities.
All right. So y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. We'll pop up over there. Support the show.
Space, the women you surround yourself with, the way that you're voting, who you're aligning with, constantly demonizing men, you're on the spectrum of women who are
Yeah, somebody was asking if the SP404 was good as a beginner machine to learn. And I'm like, yeah, it is, but I would say it'll be the second machine you should get. I would say it'll be the second machine you should get because you kind of have to know how sequencers and things work. Because the SP, that if you don't know what you're doing or how to really use it, that thing has a steep learning curve. You know, so if you're not, if you know, I tell new producers, if you're not gonna be committed, that machine will put you through hell. Especially with sampling and shit like that. That machine has a fucking learning curve. You know, I remember playing with one, and I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to sit down with this joint. But at the time, I was still learning how to use like electron stuff. But that SP404, bruh, if you just getting into music, you better stay committed, cause that machine got a learning curve. But once you learn how to program it and you understand how it works, oh man, you know. Yes, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not a beginner box. I told people, get something like and it's funny because I got mine right here. Get something like a Novation circuit or something like that, or a Novation, sampler or something like that. That SP, you're gonna have to really sit down and learn that shit.
Actually acting and talking like this.
Mm-hmm.
And you may not realize how closely you're talking.
Yeah, the rolling is fire too.
Points and ideology is very similar to theirs, where it's of either subtle simmering or even outright hatred towards men, or specifically black men. So what are your thoughts, man, about?
Yeah, man. What's funny? I was heartbroken when Madlib said he been using the fucking iPad since like what 2015 or something. I said, man,
this crazy shit, crazy stuff.
I mean, to me, this is a snowballing. I mean, if you look at the late 1970s, when you started to really see black feminism starting to congeal in and of itself, it still was considered a
for sure,
fairly isolated kind of phenomenon necessarily. But by the time you get to the early 1980s, you see it transitioned into the mainstream through people like Oprah Winfrey, who popularized it. I always call her the spigot, right? The moment she turned the faucet on, a lot of that was kind of transferred to the mainstream.
Bro, that Electribe, keep your hands on that. That's gonna be vintage. All of this gear from yesteryear. It only takes 2-3 years for it to be vintage gear, y'all.
From these fairly obscure spaces. And it really began to be digested in that time period. So I grew up in the time period where I heard 17-year-old girls saying you needed to have 6 figures to.
Please support the show, guys. An hour and 3 minutes into the madness. Let me know if y'all want me to head over to Freezy's, man. It's up to you guys. Let's go.
Which, by the way, I still have them saying to the 17-year-old young men sitting right next to them in classes when they're both first-generation college students and come from no money and have no inheritance. But this has now become the standard because it was introduced in the 1980s, right? So this is what I saw coming up at that time. Those kinds of unrealistic standards, those kinds of misandrous narratives about men being essentially objectified in ways that we didn't have a vocabulary for at that time. But this was the earliest stages of it, and it snowballed from there, and it became publicly acceptable to demand more, to objectify black men, especially even more, reduce black men really to disposable
people are recording off of GarageBand
concepts and experiences. But nonetheless, this is where it snowballs. And so to me, it just seemed like it came out of that stream when we think about this Clubhouse conversation that was taking place, or divestors in general, because in and of itself, just like I said earlier, you can be a divestor. You can say I don't want to date black men, but
this is how so far behind brothers are. You think that conversation with black women conspiring against black men is new? Black women been having those conversations with white men since slavery. These aren't new conversations. They've been having those conversations with white men since slavery. Oh, you're my boyfriend now. I don't need all of those Negroes in the barn. Exert your dominance. I'd like to see it. Black women been having these conversations with them niggas since slavery. Like we didn't. Never mind. You know what?
How does that have to become these men should die?
Yeah.
Right. The two didn't need to be linked. If you just want to do
I've never heard passport bros
no
be like,
no.
we need these black women need to die. They be like, I had negative experiences. I hate this. I hate that. I'm dating elsewhere. I just don't recall this huge, like this, to the level of where you're wishing them to die.
But I think there have been so many different influences that have contributed to that. I mean, going back to media, there have been, when we talk about the whole notion of female superiority in media, right? Yeah. We've seen this in the last number of years. Girls and women are presented as smarter, more capable, and stronger. You got 110-pound women knocking 250-pound men through walls.
That's why Disney looks so crazy right now.
Exactly, right? But it's become normalized in many respects. We're not surprised to see it, right? But when you think about it, there have been millions of instances, and I've watched this, especially with young men, but who are taking these images in. I mean, my son was 12, and when he first told me, he said, Dad, I've never seen a man or male beat a female at anything in media, TV, cartoons, movies. He had never seen a male beat a female at anything. And I'm thinking that's interesting. So when you look at that and you start to put it into context, when you think about media, right, you basically have each person that has watched TV, has been on the internet, so on and so forth. You've likely had millions of instances of this kind of micro programming that's taken place. Right? Micro programming, you've watched millions of instances where women have been smarter, better, stronger, more capable in every context. Now, what happens to the average person if you've been introduced to millions of those incidents? And the stories are almost irrelevant, but the stories are all over the place. It could be a dream sequence. It could be a sci-fi movie. It could be a romance. It doesn't matter. The context may change, but the imagery is still consistent. Women are fundamentally your superiors. You are insufficient. You are less than. When you have that kind of idea being pumped through every media vehicle possible, alongside policy that has traditionally and historically allowed, particularly in the Black community, Black men and women to have different experiences, right? In terms of access to resources, in terms of, when you have those kind of things reinforcing your life experience on a material level, experiential level, just the media intake, these things take on a bent of their own. So it doesn't surprise me when you reach a point where these women are at the point of calling for Black male death. I mean, especially if you've gone to college and I've seen them socialize the way they have, where Black women are essentially living in these kind of social bubbles amongst each other, where their narratives are uninterrupted by men's experiences, men's perceptions. They're able to function strictly on watching shows that are created for and by women, talking to each other, socializing with each other. So
I mean, in college, what they're trying to make men feel bad for, they're trying to make men feel bad for his story. They're trying to make men feel bad for his story. Of course, humans in general, we have like a dark past or a past because of the stuff that we had to endure or do, even some of the achievements that we have today. And it's a generation of people that got to look back on something that seems taboo or barbaric now, and quote unquote, the future generation of men should feel sad about the position of power or privileged position that yesteryear's generation of men have. We should feel bad about it. Whereas on the back end, we deserve it. But the women that's trying to make you feel bad about the position that and some of the stuff that men of yesteryear had to do for us to have this privilege today, they leeching off of it the whole time. That's the part that they leave out. They've been leeching off of it the whole time. They've been leeching off of it. Leech. Women damn near wasn't gonna put no men in this type of position that we are in today. This quote unquote utopia where you have running water in your house, electricity, heat. Women for sure wasn't gonna put not even men but humanity in this position. So it's like, even as a man, you got to think twice about feeling bad about the fucking modern accomplishments of men of yesteryear that contribute to the modernization of what we got going on today. Why feel bad?
These opinions and perspectives are able to grow in extremity without any pushback from men, because we have vastly different social spaces. And there's a kind of solipsism that I've been talking about for years that many of these women can have, where they're able to function as if no one else exists. And so it doesn't surprise me that it can reach such a point with some women where it becomes that hostile where they're calling for death. Or what we've seen in Twitter over the years where black men were considered bullet bags.
Yeah.
When have you ever heard that language before?
Never.
Where black men are considered bullet bags, right? Never. It's unprecedented. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I think when you look at the environment and you look at what's been happening, it's almost kind of inevitable that you're going to reach that kind of extremity at some point. But I think we finally hit the pushback point, though. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, we should have caught it when they were talking about if you are pregnant and you find out you're going to have a boy, abort it.
Yeah.
We should have caught it when they would say things about we should have caught it with stuff like that. We should have caught it where every time
who is we caught it. We caught it. We was here calling out Cynthia G before all of this, that we caught it. Who is we? Shit.
Black man gets
speak French now? Like who is we? We caught it.
accused of something, the default.
They didn't even have the imagination to manifest such a present environment. Absolutely. And like I said, we've, as men, we do got to take responsibility. We've created an environment between patriarchy and men protecting women and stuff like that and things like that. And we've created an environment where feminism can run wild. We created that environment. Not even gonna hold you. Feminism can only exist in a patriarch. I've been saying this for years, Women would never have came up with feminism. Women would be bullying other women. The strong prey against the weak. So women, and women aren't even friends with each other like that. They lie all the fucking time. They don't even work together, So believing them is a fool's errand. It's just that when you are a woman, you have a little bit more leeway to be on that fool's errand. But let's go.
Opposition, they know who they're going to side with. And if it turns out he gets accused of something by a non-black woman, they say he deserves whatever happens to him. Mm-hmm. So I think that we kind of sat on the sidelines. And when I talked to the brothers at Daily Rap Crew this weekend, and I told them this is I think when we're doing this little let's debate on social media, let's debate on these podcasts, I don't think people realize truly how terrifyingly dangerous this ideology can be and lead to. It's not just about false allegations. Mm-hmm. It's not just about potential jail time for people that don't deserve it. Men are going to lose their lives when you have women with this ideology that will use other men as a means to cause harm to men.
And they've been doing that for the longest time. It's called the police. It's called a blue collar. It's called the police. When the woman calls the police on the man, for the most part, she is issuing a legal death sentence to you. She might as well call a hitman. And they will throw in stuff knowing damn well, oh, he got a gun. Oh, he got this, that, and the third. She's putting a bag on your head. And by the time you realize the gravity of the game and what I just said, you already dead. So let's go.
Fellas, you should know this, and many of you may have experienced it. The subtle signs of it. When you mentioned about the professor who, when he wanted to break up with the girlfriend, she calls the university, makes a claim, completely ruins his career. Fellas, these are the wake up calls. Mm-hmm. When you see, and this is not,
he preaching to the choir. He preaching to the choir. We told him this.
Not just about the ladies that outwardly do it. It's also about those that silently.
This is just kind of interesting. Imagine being a therapist and coming here and getting red pilled. And then in the name of helping, you're just repeating what dudes that ain't therapists have said.
They co-sign.
They
share, they like, they don't distance themselves from the women in their lives that think this way, act this way, talk this way. And one way that you can see if they tell themselves is that they'll have two different lenses, two different tiers of how they're viewing information. So when we talk to women about equality and things not being fair, in their worldview, in their mind, there's a reason why that is. So what is an example?
They don't care about things not getting fair, not being fair. They don't care about things not being fair. If you was to say, oh, they're complaining about the wage gap, and let's say in modeling, the men will say, hey, there's a wage gap in modeling because female models make more than male models. Go judge their answer off of something like that. Judge their answer off of something like that and see if she gives a damn. Why do female models make more than male models? She gonna give you some goofy ass answer. Well, because you men always make. You can't even have an honest conversation with feminists about equality. Yet everything is supposed to be equal. I forgot which comedian said something. It was a white comedian. I forgot his name. And he was like, somebody asked him, what's the best advice that you can give about women? And he said, they're not fair. It's the truth. They're not fair. And that's a part of, being a man. Expect that they're not going to be fair. They're not the fairer sex. They can't be the fairer sex. Emotions are not fair. Emotions are biased in nature.
Example, when we say, oh, we this isn't fair, this isn't equal, paternity tests, we think that there should be mandatory
party
paternity tests, and you'll see women balk 100%. At that, and we were like,
oh yeah,
shouldn't every child know who their father is, and shouldn't every man know? And then there was an invasion of her privacy, and you're accusing her of cheating and blah blah.
No, when you peel back the layers, every man, they don't care about a man knowing if that's their child or not. They have that luxury. They don't care about that. Women never had women have the luxury of never having to know if a kid is theirs or not. It comes out they coochie. God gave women children to curb their need to be selfish, because that's the nature that he gave them. It's damn near when a woman has children or is bearing a child, it's to the point that she has to learn how to care about somebody other than her own damn self, for the most part. See how that works? Women have the luxury to not have to worry about paternity stuff, because guess what? The baby's always there. The baby's always theirs. That's why it's mother's baby, father's maybe. Let's go.
Blah 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 blah. And it's like, but it's not fair. It's not
Mhm.
equal. And
Mhm.
and when you go example by example as example, whether it's that, whether it's 50
Equality from women is a manipulation tactic. Soak up some of this game. Make sure you guys hit the like button, support the show, hit the Cash App, please. Hit the PayPal. Okay? Give me 1 second. All right, y'all hit the like button. Support the stream like you support Netflix, except I'm actually talking to you. All right? If you feel the value, feed the value. Please support the show at $PTV 888. That's PTV 888. That's $PTV 888. All right? Star P said a lot of these broads don't give a fuck about their kid. That's another thing. They don't give a fuck about their kids also. I mean, but you got to look at it like this. The children are accountability also too, depending on how you look at it. So
50 custody, they would have problems with that. And when you realize is the women who are the most captured mentally, emotionally, intellectually in this space, they won't give an inch to anything where they see or are told or is brought to their attention, hey, this isn't fair, this isn't equal, this is a detriment to families, children, or men. If it's an expense of everybody else, this needs to be more equal and fair.
They don't care.
The people who have that type of mentality, they won't give an inch on any of those topics.
Right.
They're always going to have a built-in justification.
This is the part of selfishness that men doesn't understand. They don't care. As long as they get something get something out of it, they don't care. And men are sitting up here, shout outs to Thai City, but men are sitting up here pushing SBE, and it's like, listen, they know already. Watching you cry and complain about it, there's a bit of satisfaction in it. They know already, and they do not care.
For why women should still have the leverage, why they should still have the authority, and why they should still have the power. So, fellas, if you come into contact with ladies in your family, in your social circles, in the workplace, do the best you can to quietly distance yourself from those individuals, because at any point in time, they can use one of those strategies or techniques that Dr. Hassan has kind of touched on.
I mean, you got to come in respectfully. You got to come in here and study. You're not giving guys, I mean, other than your new audience, I guess, but you're not giving guys the game on what's going on. We've been put that out there. You know. All right, let's see what they're talking about over on Freezies a little bit.
Why do you think it's like that on the internet? Yeah.
Hold on.
Listen. Make sure you get your seats early. The panel I can imagine will fill up.
All right.
Once people start joining, it'll start filling up. And hey, first come, first serve. Obsidian, I'm going to be.
All right, so let me know if y'all definitely want us to pull up. Please support the show. Cash App is right there. Let me know if y'all want us to pull up. All right, now give me 1 second.
What's good, Black Star Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jared. Y'all, today we're going to look at a video from Just Girl Talk. Shout out to her. I'm going to link to the full video down below so you guys can actually go over there and see it for yourselves. Now, we all knew these women were selling coochie. We all knew they were selling it like it's selling like hotcakes. We all know that. Damn near every one of them have a page where you can go text to talk or pay for play sites. We know damn near every one of them got one of them pages, especially on IG. I want you to look at this because this is quite funny. It's real fucking funny. They selling coochie like they selling their damn lives. Look at this.
But I'ma say it. The girls were tired of the dinner dates, and y'all thinking that y'all gonna get some coochie after. We're tired. We're tired. We're tired. Please, let's introduce something new to the game, okay? Stop taking us to get a bite to eat.
Imagine complaining about that. We're tired of somebody whining and dining us. Yes, we're tired of somebody picking us up, feeding us, letting us choose what we want to eat, running up their tab, introducing us to new stuff. Yeah, we're tired of it.
Getting us drinks, getting us shots. And
getting us drinks. Supplying your alcoholic tendencies. Tired of it.
Thinking somebody want to get some coochie up after that. We full and we're tired.
Coochie is the least you can give somebody after that. But hey, they're tired of it, y'all.
It's old. And the way y'all be wanting some cat.
Coochie is the least you can give somebody. But hey, they're tired of it, y'all.
If y'all want it that bad, y'all should be booking some trips. Half of y'all, 98, 99% of y'all show up to the first dates and ain't got nothing in, flour in hand, eat way.
Woo wee. Okay, everything open now. Shout out, God damn. God damn. Shout outs to Party dropping the huge huge 50 goddamn buckaroos on the PayPal. And listen, $5 of that 50 that Party just dropped on the PayPal goes towards a charity to kids that have the less fortunate. Thank you so much, bro, as always. All right, let me work this in the background, see what the link consists of and stuff like that. And we're gonna head over to Freezy's channel. Shout outs to Party. Please support the show, y'all. We finna turn up over there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Give me 1 second. Let me let this play and let me see what he's talking about when it comes to getting the link and everything. Cause he said first come, first serve. We're gonna be over there. All right, let's go, y'all. Shout outs to, again, thank you so, hold on. Let me hold on. Shout outs to Party. Again, I appreciate you, man. Let's go. Hold up.
More. Wendy?
Thanks, Chuck. We're standing here in front of the Olympic Liquor Store in Queens where scores of African Americans have been lined up for hours. We spoke to a few of them earlier. Ladies, may we get a word?
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
Shout outs to Party. Yes, sir, ski. Don't gotta tell me twice. Shout outs to you. And listen, hopefully everything goes well. We will be having NPC shows in the future, and y'all let me know. I'm gonna. It's probably gonna take Party, Star P, Nicer, and a bunch of people to convince me to head over to NPC 3.0. I don't like it. I don't know about making music sideways. Actually, you know what's funny? And I wanted to actually ask you about this. Shout outs to Party. I wanted to actually ask you about this. There's this thing that looks like a calculator. Let me show it to you. Hold on. And there was this other one that I wanted to get. I wanted to get something called a Polyend tracker from Polyend. And then there's this other thing that came out that from Dirty Wave that was supposed to be better than or up there with the OP1. This is what I wanted to show you. Now, trackers are a little bit different because literally you're making music vertically. You're literally coding, honestly. I wanted one of these so bad. And this is a legit groove box. Like don't it look like a Game Boy? Look at this. Look at this skin. Oh man, I want one of these so damn bad. This is a newer one though. This is the Polyend Tracker Mini. This is a different one, but the one that I was talking about, it looks like a Deluge. That's another one y'all gotta get hip to. The Deluge. These are all by Synstrom. These are all. I got an actual guitar pedal that's like this. That's a synth, by the way, and it's the old one. They got a white one out now called. Damn it! I can see the. I got it, and I can't even remember it. Fuck. What is the name of that damn synth? The Groove Box. It's like the Deluge. Hold on. Damn. Cause I lost my other synth. I had the hologram. Uh. Microcosm. I lost this synth out here. This is my favorite synth. But I got another guitar pedal that got this built into it and some other stuff. All you gotta do is download it. Zoya, that's what it's called. This thing right here, I got this. This is the new one though, this white one. But this got an SD card and it got like you can put any type of synth on it. It's a sequencer, and you can. It got everything. You know. All right. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah, the Dirty Wave. Yeah. Get a KO. I'm telling you. Nicer got one. Star P got one. You could do a lot with that KO. You know. Yeah, I need the Pro Pack. Yeah, but I would still have to upgrade to 3.0. That's the thing. What's going on, Link? Not the Goya, but the Zoya with the Z. You dig? Happy Thanksgiving weekend, man. Yeah. And you can sample with it, but it's different. It's a tracker. So trackers party is like linear. It's like up and down. So like think of it like as reading music scrolling up and down. The only reason why I don't like 3.0 is just cuz it just feels like it just feels like MPC is trying to make you convert to Fruity Loops, or Fruity Loops is trying to take over, you know what I'm saying? The MPC, the NPC you know. Yeah, I thought about it, but and then now it's gonna be hard. I gotta wait till I get to my next destination. Now it's gonna be hard because I moved a little bit, and like I'm further away from the internet store. So I gotta find a place here where I can hardwire it. Like I wish I had an MPC one, the red one, where I can go through Wi-Fi and get it. If I could go through Wi-Fi, I would have already got it. I gotta literally stick a damn Ethernet cable. So ghetto. Ooh, child, the ghetto. I gotta stick an Ethernet cable into the back of my damn NPC. Yeah. No, I know Fruity Loops is something else, but it's like, you said the fact that you're familiar with Fruity Loops make you say that Fruity Loops is different. I know Fruity Loops is different, but you know what a lot of people do though, party? They have a whole NPC one or a whole NPC and they use it as a controller with Fruity Loops, you know? Yeah, it feels like it's a collab, you know? But I'm like, you got people that have a whole NPC and it's like, bro, use your NPC, and they're like, no, I rather use it as a controller with Fruity Loops, you know. So I don't know, something about that kind of pisses me off that they're using the hardware with Fruity Loops. Like I get it, if you got an MPK, yeah, go ahead, use that shit with Fruity Loops, you know. If you got I will even say if you got a MPC X and you use that with Fruity Loops, I won't be that upset, even though I should, but it's like a stationary thing. So it's like studio gear. But if you're using your MPC One or MPC Live and you're just using it as a controller for Fruity Loops, I'm like, oh man. Like I said, because I don't like software, but honestly, I've been getting into the MPC software also. All right, but give me 1 second. Let me see if they drop the link, and then we'll head over. All right, let's go.
I'm just saying, y'all don't want cat bad enough. I don't know. Nope. I'll go out with my friends. I know ain't nobody gonna want no coochie at the end of the night anyway.
Let me say this. Men will absolutely try it with who they think they can try it with, right?
And that's some bullshit because these women, their friends be eating coochie like shit at the end of the night. So, hey.
Right? Something about you says, I'm going to take her on a dinner date and I'm going to push it to try to see if I can get some. That's just how it is. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't men out here who will try it with whoever, no matter how you carry yourself. But I believe that for the most part, men will try it with a woman who...
Okay, hold on. All right. Freezy dropped the link. All right. Freezy, yeah, I like EA Ski and Ocean. Ocean is like from back in the day. My favorite dude is Eldre. I like Eldre. And Tony put me on to Poli Popo. There's a couple of guys out there, even NPC guys. But listen, he already dropped the link. Listen, guys. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. Head over to Freezy's channel. We're gonna hit the link real quick. We're gonna hit the link over at Freezy's channel. And we're gonna do a follow-up stream. Okay? So y'all head over to Freezy's channel. Let me drop the link for you guys. And then if anything, we're gonna do a follow-up show. All right. Shout outs to Party Alone. One man alone. I appreciate you. Listen, I'm gonna be over there in the chat, and I already hit his Ecamm link. So I'm gonna try to take to the panel as quick as possible, okay? And we're gonna meet back, we're gonna rendezvous back over here. All right. It's Player Talk Radio. I am your gracious host, DJ Kuda, right back at the helm of today's show. Hold on. For everybody over on Rumble, we're going to head over to Freezy's channel and we're going to hit the panel, all right? And see where it goes, all right? We'll be right back. It's Player Talk Radio. Let's get it.